We have now made it past the halfway point here in year number 5 of the Portland Trail Blazers, MyNBA franchise, here on NBA 2K24. The trade deadline is right around the corner on February 3rd in just over 2 weeks. That'll be in the next episode, and until then, we've got 7 games, largely comprised of some of the better teams in the NBA. Of course, we currently sit at first place in the Western Conference at 37-7, despite much of our core missing time this year with injury, and that has certainly been the case in January. Darius Springer, our best player, has been out for the last 5 or 6 games. He should be coming back soon. Ochai Agbaji just suffered an ankle injury, and obviously the big one, Scoot Henderson, who's been out for the better part of a month. Despite that, though, we have comfortably the best record in the West, and it looks like a 2-horse race at the moment for second. We haven't really talked about the Rockets a ton this year, but they've been playing really good basketball, 9-1 in their last 10. We have not played against them and don't face them until March 22nd, but we will see them 3 times over the final 3 weeks of the regular season. Of course, we know the Kings are in 3rd, and then it's very tight after that with the race for 4th place featuring really the better part of about 8 or 9 teams. As for the East, all hell is broken loose. The Knicks won 22 games last year, yet they're currently in 1st place. The Celtics, at this point in the last episode, were in 11th place. Now they're in 2nd. Things are moving quickly in this conference. You cannot afford to lose games. Look at the Raptors, who have dropped 8 in a row. They have fallen off hard in the Eastern Conference, going from the top 3 down to 9th within the matter of just a couple of weeks. In the last episode, we took a look at what we could see within the future of the NBA in terms of movement amongst star players. Teams like the Knicks, the Nets, the Jazz, and the Lakers all could be star hunting as soon as this year at the trade deadline. And then in terms of the sellers, teams like the Warriors, the Nuggets, the Grizzlies, or possibly surprise teams like the Cavs, Thunder, and Pelicans are all primed to make moves, whether it's this upcoming deadline, this offseason, or really within the next year or two. A team I want to go over real quick is the Spurs, because we lost to them in the last episode. Victor Wembanyama dropped 57 points, but just around a week later, he tore his Achilles against the Phoenix Suns, out for the year. And obviously, this is a massive blow for the Spurs. Apparently, he was scooting around abandoned earth, compacting trash, desperate to fall in love. Isn't that the exact plot of WALL-E? He's really taking the whole alien thing too far, isn't he? But in all seriousness, this completely changes the complexion of the Western Conference playoff race. The Spurs went from possibly our biggest threat to now a non-factor until, at the earliest, next season, assuming Wembanyama is healthy. Since the injury, the Spurs have really struggled, losing 5 of 6, albeit they've had a tough schedule on that stretch. But if Wembanyama is healthy, they go at minimum 3-3, maybe 4-2 in that stretch. And it doesn't get any easier for them. Their next game is against us. They're still in 4th place, which is where they were when Wembanyama got hurt, but they've dropped a ton of games with Oklahoma City, New Orleans, Utah, and others catching up to them. And I think the Spurs are going to continue to plummet and possibly fall out of the playoff race entirely. As for us, we're in a much better spot. We've dealt with our fair share of injuries, but Darius Springer, our MVP candidate, should be coming back after missing the last 5 games. Ochai Agbaji's injury shouldn't be too serious. And as we look at Wembanyama, I think he was the clear favorite for the MVP before he got hurt. He's still second in estimated wins added for what it's worth, only behind Luka Doncic, but I really think Darius Springer has a place in this race. He's 7th in estimated wins added, but statistically, he's been better than some of the guys ahead of him. He's been elite on offense, great efficiency, and phenomenal defensively. He's currently second in the MVP, only behind Luka. Keep in mind, the Mavericks are in like 9th or 10th place in the standings, whereas Darius Springer has led us to the best record in the NBA. We're probably going to have 2 All-Stars with Shaedon Sharpe and obviously Springer. Scoot Henderson definitely would have made it if not for his injury at the end of December. And I think there's a pretty good chance Khalil Griffin would have made it had he not missed a lot of time as well. So we very realistically could have gotten 4 All-Stars, which considering we're 37-7 seems quite fair. We're the best team in the NBA. We deserve as many All-Stars as possible because all of our guys are contributing to winning basketball. So hopefully Darius Springer will be healthy for this next stretch against the Spurs and, of course, the Kings. Obviously, we need him for the Sacramento game. I'm going to simulate past both of them leading into the matchup against the Nets. I wanted to play against the Kings because I really enjoy playing against them, but we've already gone in-game against them twice this year, and I want to take a look at some different teams. Hopefully, we'll get to see the Kings again in the playoffs. So Darius Springer will be back for the Spurs game. Ochai Agbaji will not be, so he'll miss the next game or two. And for now, that's what the lineup will look like. We get offered a trade here from the Hornets, and it's a really interesting one. We've gotten a ton of offers for Caleb Marsh. I don't really know why. He's not available. But the trade is for Cale Foster, the former number 1 pick, who's turned into a really good player for the Charlotte Hornets. And if I was only thinking about this season, I would 100% make this trade. Cale Foster is an awesome player, but he's on the last year of his deal. He's probably going to make a lot of money this offseason, whether that's from Charlotte or somebody else, whereas Caleb Marsh has 3.5 more seasons left on his rookie deal. So I'm going to say no, but I was a little bit tempted. Ochai Agbaji missed both games, but he will return. We ended up beating the Spurs by 34 points with a big game from Khalil Griffin and a huge welcome back from Darius Springer. Both guys were 2 assists away from a triple-double. Marco Romano led the Spurs with 35. He's been their lead scorer, and to his credit, he's done a really good job in the month of January since Victor Wembanyama got hurt, but obviously, Marco Romano is not going to be the number 1 option for a team who makes a playoff run. We then beat the Kings, clinching the season series against them, although their front court, Apollo Cohn and Kamari White, combined for over 60, while Joel Embiid was pretty quiet. Keep in mind, both Amel Wright and Midnight Hopkins did not play in this game. They must have been ducking us for some odd reason. Darius Springer and Khalil Griffin combined for 70. We did have some guys really struggle. Ochai Agbaji did not have a very good game. Kristaps Porzingis struggled. And Shaedon Sharpe shot a tornado. 3 for 16 from the field and 0 for 11 from 3. So that brings us here into our final 5 games before the deadline, 2 of which are going to be against the Brooklyn Nets, who have been one of the biggest surprises in the Eastern Conference, currently in 3rd place at 28-18. The Nets have a really intriguing young roster. Now, they do have Mikal Bridges and Michael Porter Jr. currently banged up. Porter will not play in this game, whereas Bridges, who has Madden's favorite injury of a bruised sternum, is questionable, but he will likely play in this game. The star for the Nets is Dante Kingsley. The 3rd-year guard out of Michigan has blossomed into a star, and he's also an all-defensive level player as well. And they've gotten good contributions out of other players as well. Florian Mack has had a breakout season, and they've got some really intriguing young players with high ceilings. Jalen Thamba, William Abimbola, and Jet Adams are 3 names to watch here. These 3 guys all come off the bench for Brooklyn and are solid role players. I mentioned the Nets as a team who could look to acquire a star as soon as the trade deadline, and I think some combination of those 3 guys would be a really good centerpiece in a possible trade for a team who's looking to ship off a star. The Nets are a team who's ready to compete. They've obviously been really good this year. They have a star player in Dante Kingsley, and they've got the assets to go out and potentially make a big trade as early as this year at the deadline. So the Nets are in a really good spot, which is certainly a far cry from where they've been towards the middle and the bottom of the standings over the last few seasons. Bam Adebayo and Kristaps Porzingis will meet for the tip. It goes to Porzingis, and we are underway here in Portland. The 39-7 Blazers look to add another win to the win column, as here's Springer with the screen from Griffin on the drive. Layup is good. It rattles in. The one bad defender in the Nets starting lineup is Corey Kispert. The Blazers will look to exploit him today, largely with Khalil Griffin, who's a lot quicker than him, as Griffin gets the steal. Portland looking to push the pace. Springer all alone in transition. Throws down the slam. Powerful dunk by Darius Springer. It's 4-2. Mikal Bridges, guarded by Sharpe. That one is good. Bridges has had a very weird career arc. After a few seasons in Brooklyn, he was traded to Oklahoma City before signing back with the Nets this offseason. Griffin on the drive. Layup is good, and the foul. Bam Adebayo was trying to draw the charge, hoping his feet were set, but does not get the call, as it's 9-4. Bridges with it out to Dante Kingsley for 3, and that one's good. Kingsley has been a really pleasant surprise here for the Nets, a late riser in the draft process a few years ago, and obviously he has certainly panned out as he does lose this one. Tipped by March, stolen by Porzingis, out to Griffin for 3, and it's good! Khalil Griffin with 8 early points as he goes in for the drive and is blocked at the rim. Kispert and Mack defending. I think that was Mack who got a hand on it. Bam Adebayo on the other end, misses, grabs his own rebound, and gets the putback. Good second chance play by Bam Adebayo as it's 14-9. Springer and Griffin with all of Portland's points so far. As Springer nearly loses it, gets it back, has the size mismatch. Good response there by Springer. He knew he was guarded by a smaller player in Kingsley and takes advantage. Porzingis on the drive, misses the layup. My brother in Christ, you are 7'3". On the other end, Dante Kingsley inside for Mikal Bridges, who's in with the slam, despite solid defense from Ochai Agbaji. 13-16 now. Porzingis with the screen for Sharp. On the drive, pick and pop. Porzingis for 3. Nice shot there by Kristaps, and it's 19-13. Springer out to Agbaji in the corner, and that one's good. Nice play in transition by Portland. I'm a little bit surprised the defender on the perimeter didn't close out quicker on Agbaji. Kingsley heaves up a prayer. Amen. The most impressive thing about Kingsley offensively is his ability to make difficult shots. This one doesn't look too difficult as he gets by Malachi Suleiman, who is regularly a very good defender. But it looks like he just fell asleep at the wheel there. 24-19, Kingsley inside for Bridges. He's blocked by Ashton Wisham. On the other end, it's Agbaji to Suleiman. Over to Logan. Great passing by the Blazers. Unselfish basketball resulting in the 2. 5-point game. Suleiman with a pick and roll for Ashton Wisham, and he makes the layup. Wisham did not need to make it that difficult, but hey, 2 points are 2 points. Here's Agbaji off the screen. Fools Famba on the pump fake. Corner 3 is good. Nice move by Ochai Agbaji, who is able to distract Famba, who's regularly a really good defender. 6-point game. Sharp on the move. Jumper is good, and that'll bring the lead up to 8. Shaedon Sharp finally on the board after a quiet first quarter. So it's an 8-point game now. Kingsley off the screen for 3, and it is good. 18 points in the first quarter for Dante Kingsley, living up to the high praise we gave him coming into the day, as Sharp is blocked at the rim to wrap up the first. William Abimbola with the snuff. Here in the final seconds, it's Kingsley with it, guarded by Malachi Suleiman. Out to Abimbola, who misses the jumper. Rebounded by Wisham. Logan from full court. Damn, that was actually pretty close, and that'll wrap up the first quarter. 33-28, Portland with the edge in what has been a pretty good game so far. Dante Kingsley, the star of the show for the Nets. As Jet Adams connects with Abimbola, 2 of the youngsters on this roster. Adams, a rookie out of Arkansas. As here's Day'Ron Sharp off the catch, drives inside. Layup is good, as it's called in a goaltending from Abimbola. 36-30 now. Adams with it over to Corey Kispert. Gets some room off the screen, hits the 3. As I mentioned, Kispert is the weak link defensively amongst their starters, but he can certainly shoot the ball. Griffin out to Springer. Pump fake, gets by Collins, and Springer sends it home! The slam over the big fella! And it's a 5-point game. Jet Adams with it. He gets it over to Jalen Thamba, and the floater is good for Thamba, who entered his freshman season at Marquette, a projected top 5 pick. Was a little disappointing, but has turned out to be a nice role player here in Brooklyn. 3 is no good by Adams on the other end. Here's Khalil Griffin, wide open. Drills the triple. Again, great play in transition, a phenomenal pass by Springer. His passing has opened so much up for this offense. Florian Mack responds with a 3 right back. Hey, that rhymed. Call me Dr. Seuss. 43-42. Springer looking for the screen. He gets it over to Zay Logan for 3, and that one is good. Both teams letting it fly from beyond the arc as Kingsley returns into the game for Brooklyn with a nice move inside, and he gets the layup despite good defense by the rookie Caleb Marsh. 46-44, Marsh with the cross. He knows somebody's going to be open. Springer fools Famba on the fake, looks to drive by him, and the layup is somehow good. He was contested by like 2 guys, but still made it, as it's 46-52. Here is Mikal Bridges with it, looking to get some room. Gets the screen from Collins, and Bridges hits the 3 as he goes for the signature celebration. Kingsley smothered by Agbaji. The Blazers don't want to give him any room, and guess what? It doesn't matter. He's able to find the window, gets by Ochai. If you miss for just half a second on Dante Kingsley, he will make you pay. Marsh gets it over to Sharp. Screen from Marsh. Shaedon Sharp for 3, and it's good. Nice shot by Sharp. His first 3 of the game coming off his 0 for 11 from deep against Sacramento. Adebayo heaves it up, and it's good. And the foul. I don't know how he made that play work, but he did. And with just seconds left, Sharp is going to get it to Agbaji at the buzzer. No good. We've got a good one here through the first half. The Blazers lead by 1. I feel like Brooklyn's got the momentum right now. They played great defense in the second quarter. The offense started off strong, but really cooled off As for Dante Kingsley, he's got 26 points, has been absolutely incredible so far for the Nets. He averages around 26 a game this year, which that in and of itself is really good. But he's got 26 in the first half on pretty good efficiency. Kingsley with space for three. No good. He actually missed one. And Adebayo is blocked on the second chance attempt by Porzingis. On the other end, it's Marsh in the corner for Khalil Griffin. Darts by Kispert and punches it home with the right hand. A powerful slam by Khalil Griffin as it's a three-point game. Springer with it over to Griffin. Looking to exploit the Kispert matchup again, and he will as he gets the layup. And Khalil Griffin's off to a quick start here in the third. Portland up by 5. Kingsley with the screen from Bridges. Drives right side. Layup is good. He had Marsh smothering him. But again, it doesn't matter. Dante Kingsley being contested isn't much different from him being wide open. He's still going to make it. As Springer backs down on the smaller Kingsley, takes advantage, and it's a 5-point lead for the Blazers. After an early second half timeout for the Nets, we'll see how they respond. Kispert off the screen for three. That one is good. And the Brooklyn Nets are back within 2. Griffin looking for the pick and pop with Porzingis. He misses it. Corey Kispert is like 6 inches shorter. That should not be much of a contest for Porzingis. My brother in Christ, you're 7'3", make the shot. And then on the other end, Florian Mack ties it with the slam, and we're knotted up at 63. Springer with the drive, hoping Griffin is open. Pump fake, looks to blow by Kispert. Instead, Springer's going to find some room for three, and it's good. Darius Springer puts the Blazers back ahead. Now it's 68-63. Here's Kingsley on the drive. Layup again is good. There were 2 guys pretty close to him, but it still does not matter. That's a 30-piece for Dante Kingsley. Now they're going to leave him wide open. That is a strategy. It's not a good strategy, but it's a strategy. He ties it with the triple, and the Blazers will call time as we're knotted up at 68. Springer on the pick and pop, saw there was nobody inside, so rather than going for Logan to shoot the three, he'll take the easy dunk instead. Portland's been able to hold on to this lead, but not comfortably. Kingsley, layup again, it's good. He's like a freight train driving to the basket, and nobody can stop him with his head on steam. Kingsley for three, and the lead. Dante Kingsley has 38 points now. He's single-handedly carrying this offense, and to his credit, it's working. Springer passes out of the shot, looking for Cole Anthony. Back to Springer for three, and the tie. 22, 10, and 5 for Springer. He's been highly productive today. Blazers ahead. Kingsley, jumper is good with the foul, and one. That's a 40-piece now for Dante Kingsley. His season high is 40. His career high is 41, which he just tied with the three throw. The lead will be short-lived for the Nets as Khalil Griffin is in with the dunk. Kingsley obviously in takeover mode, guarded by Abaji. Floater is no good. Nice stop by Portland. Ochai with the defense. Griffin to Springer for three. Good passing again. I feel like Griffin and Springer just have so much chemistry with each other in transition as Kingsley has room for three. And there's his career high. 44 points now for Dante Kingsley. 81-82. Handoff for Kingsley. Jumper for the lead is good. This dude is just unstoppable. He's making every shot in the book. He's finding different ways to get open and exploit the defense. Springer, speaking of open, has nobody inside the paint to stop him. 85-86. Jet Adams on the drive. Layup is good with the foul. And the rookie has the Nets back ahead. Now we're tied at 88 with just seconds to go in the third. Griffin, pump fake on the drive. Layup is good. He's up to 22. And despite a huge quarter for Dante Kingsley where he scored 20, the Nets have not made a dent into this lead at all. Thamba, turnaround jumper for the tie with the left hand is good. And we're knotted up at 90 with just over a second left. Anthony at the buzzer. It is airballed. And through three, we are knotted up at 90. We'll see if the Nets can get another big quarter out of Dante Kingsley, who's closing in on 50, or if the Blazers can win their 40th game of the year as Wisham is in with the reverse slam off the assist by Marsh. Wisham's cross-court pass is intercepted by Jet Adams, quickly in transition. Adams for Mack. He's snuffed at the rim! It's Ashton Wisham with the denial, and after the block, the ball went off of Jalen Thamba, who was out of bounds, so the Blazers get possession. What a play by Wisham. A couple of Portland baskets later, they lead by 6. Inbound to Collins for 3. Big basket for Brooklyn. Their first points of the fourth, and it's a one-score game again. But not for long! Springer with an amazing slam over Dante Kingsley as he fools him on the fake and takes it all the way with a little rack attack. 7-point game. Kingsley nearly loses it, gets it back. Layup is good with the foul. Only Dante Kingsley can be inches away from a turnover and turn it in to an and one. He would miss the free throw, though, as Abaji's 3 is off the mark. Good closeout by Kingsley. And on the other end now, Kingsley gets it over to Florian Mack. His jumper is good, and the closeout by Kingsley on Abaji ends up being a 5-point swing, assuming Ochai would have made the shot. Kingsley fouled for 3 by Abaji. The number one rule of defense is usually don't foul the jump shooter. But with Kingsley, I'll let it slide. He probably would have made the 3 if not for the foul, but instead he gets all three throws, so it doesn't really matter. Bridges, Euro step for the tie. That one is good. As for Dante Kingsley, he has broken the 50 mark with 51. Springer, pump fake to Porzingis. Open 3 is no good for the lead. Tipped by Springer, back to Porzingis for the lead again. And he misses back-to-back wide open threes. It has been that kind of day for Kristaps Porzingis, who's been a complete non-factor. As Corey Kispert on the other end hits the short jumper to put the Nets ahead. Another 5-point swing in favor of Brooklyn as Griffin is there with the 360 slam. Good pass there by Springer as Griffin sends it home, and we're tied at 104. 29, 14, and 7 for Darius Springer here as he draws the double. That means somebody's going to be open, and it's Ochai Agbaji in the corner for 3. Shot from Bridges is no good. Nice defense and rebound by Porzingis. He gets it to Springer. Portland wants Springer to carry them home, hoping he's still doubled, and he is. To Porzingis. Bang! He hits the open 3. Finally a make from Porzingis, and it's a 6-point lead. Agbaji, I don't know what he was doing. Kingsley gets some space, hits the triple. Really, what was Ochai Agbaji doing there defensively? He'll be taken out of the game for Marsh as Springer hands it off to Porzingis for the slam. And that's Springer's third triple-double of the year, 29, 14, and 10. If the Nets are going to double him, Springer's going to pass out of those. He's improved so much this year as a playmaker, and he's hoping his passing will carry his team the length of the way. Off to the block by Sharp. Springer takes it himself with the lefty slam off the assist by Marsh. Great defensive play initially there by Shaedon Sharp as Kingsley misses inside. Griffin the rebound. Springer open 3. Bang! The Blazers are hot. They're on a 13-3 run, looking to finish this game for good. Springer to Sharp to Griffin. That one's good. It's a 13-point lead for Portland with 2 minutes to go, and that's all she wrote. The Blazers would not score after that, but it would not matter. They win at 120-112, and the difference late in this game was the Nets' decision to double Springer when we were tied at 104. That's when Darius Springer is able to look like an MVP. When all the attention is on him, he still finds a way to close out the game for us. Here, it was his passing and a couple big shots late to finish it off. Games like this show why Darius Springer absolutely is in the MVP conversation with 34, 16, and 10. MVP players find ways to win games, and he won us this game tonight. He's still second in the MVP race behind Luka, but again, if you value team success, I would argue Springer belongs in first, even if he hasn't been as statistically impressive as Doncic. Big game from Griffin. He had nearly 30. We wanted to exploit the matchup with Kispert, and we definitely did. Sharp did not have a good shooting day. Neither did Porzingis. The two of them went a combined 8 for 25. Sharp is 1 for 17 from deep in his last 2 games, but ultimately it does not matter despite 58 points from Dante Kingsley, along with 7 boards and 6 assists, and he did it on good shooting. The kid is an absolute animal. We could not guard him. We had multiple great defenders like Suleiman and Agbaji on him, and they looked like fools guarding him. Whether he's covered, whether he's open, whether he's in the paint, whether it's a mid-range or a 3, he's deadly. The problem is nobody else on the team showed up. Kingsley had 58. The rest of the team had 54 on significantly worse shooting. They would have been better off just giving Kingsley the ball every possession, and they probably would have scored more than 112. Obviously, that's an exaggeration, but that's kind of how it felt like, especially at the end of this game. So we're going to simulate through this matchup against the Raptors, who, of course, have really struggled in the month of January. I want to take a look at the Lakers. I feel like they're a team who is overperforming this year and is really going to make some noise in terms of player acquisition this year at the deadline and or in the offseason. The Clippers offer is this trade with Porzingis. I get he's coming off a pretty bad game against the Nets, but this also seems like a pretty foolish trade for us. Benedict Mathurin and Keegan Murray are good players, but I just don't really see the reason to do that. Now the Spurs want Porzingis. They offer us Domantas Sabonis and Amon Saiman. I think this is better value, but still, I don't really see a reason to do that. We end up beating Toronto only by 4. A very close game against the Raptors, which isn't ideal considering Toronto's struggles in the month of January. But we will add to our win streak despite a big game from Rurik Yakovlev. Griffin, Porzingis, and Sharp combined for 75 points. Not a great game shooting-wise for Darius Springer. He was an assist shy of another triple-double, but he was not very efficient. 4 for 15, 0 for 5 from deep. Rurik Yakovlev played phenomenal defense on him, it looks like, as Springer scores his second lowest point total of the season, with his lowest being when he suffered his knee injury. So let's take a look at the Lakers, who were one of the biggest surprises early in the season, and predictably they've fallen off a little bit. Now they are still in 10th. Minnesota's dropped off harder. The Timberwolves have really struggled as of recent. But at 24-27, the Lakers have been really impressive. They've wanted to really focus on the development of former number 1 picks, Dante Del Toro and Bryson Franklin, while preparing for a star in the future. Well, Del Toro is one of the best players in the NBA already in just his second season. He's tied with Darius Springer in terms of estimated wins added, currently in second place. Dante's 20 years old. He's younger than most of the rookies in this year's class, yet he's one of the 10 best players on the planet right now. He's a legit generational talent. And then this year's number 1 pick, Bryson Franklin, leads all rookies in terms of points per game. His efficiencies have been a little bit spotty, but he's a 19-year-old rookie. It happens. Regardless, the Lakers have a clear superstar in Dante Del Toro. Normally, players take the superstar leap in their 3rd season, Darius Springer last year being a good example. But Dante's done it a year or 2 earlier than expected. Assuming Bryson Franklin's the player we think he is, the Lakers not only have 2 superstars, but they're going to have 2 max contract slots available. And obviously, star players are going to want to play for the Los Angeles Lakers. So whether they make a big move at the trade deadline or in free agency, I would expect the Lakers go into next year with 1 or 2 new max contract players. And they're going to be one of the biggest threats in the Western Conference, joining the likes of us, the Spurs if they're healthy, Houston, Sacramento, and everybody else in this loaded conference as Porzingis wins the tip and we are underway. 2 of the best young stars in the league, Darius Springer and Dante Del Toro, battle it out as Malachi Branham, the longtime Spur, starts the scoring with the triple. Shaedon Sharp, pump fake, inside for Porzingis. He's guarded by Zeke Naji. That's a mismatch, and Porzingis gets the layup. The problem with this Lakers team is outside of their 2 number 1 picks, they're not good at all. They really lack talent. As Monte Davidson misses the 3 on the other end. Porzingis from the parking lot. No good. But Griffin swoops in with the offensive rebound and the putback as it's 6-3, now 6-5. Springer out to Khalil Griffin. Blows by Franklin, but he's got Shaedon Sharp wide open on the wing. Poor defense there by the Lakers. And with a young roster, obviously there's going to be some defensive lapses as Porzingis is in with the throwdown. A hot start for the Trailblazers as they lead 13-9. Del Toro inside for Zeke Naji with the slam. Del Toro's a really good passer. I feel like his game is honestly really similar to Springer's. It's just that, well, he's 3 years younger. Nice move there by the rookie guard, Caleb Marsh. Marsh has been so steady and reliable as a rookie. He's played in every single game this year for Portland, and he started in roughly half of them due to injuries throughout the year. Off the miss, Springer with his 6th rebound of the game. Out to Abaji for 3. Good play in transition by the Blazers. They've really figured out how to run the floor as a team with guys like Griffin and Springer who can rebound, dribble, and pass. Nice 3 by Malachi Branham. It's now 20-14. Springer guarded by Del Toro on the drive. Layup is good with the foul. And 1. I'm really happy that Springer and Del Toro are guarding each other. That's obviously the big matchup here. And so far, both guys have struggled offensively. Shot no good on the 3 from Davidson. He was open, too. Sharp out to Springer. In with the throwdown. Nice play there by Darius Springer, looking to take advantage of the minutes where Dante Del Toro is not in the game as he gets it over to Abaji for 3. No good. Nice defense by the Lakers, looking to run the floor quickly. Malachi Branham with it inside for Tari Eason. who sends it home with the poster. Nice play there by Eason, the former Rocket, as Sebastian Fisher has it. His jumper is no good. Eason with the rebound over Springer. Nice play there by Tari Eason for the layup. One of the better role players on this team. Abaji wide open for three. Knocks it down. Another transition triple for Ochai. And the Blazers lead by a dozen with 2 to go in the first. Sharp's floater is no good. Rebound by Wisham. He is Anthony open. Sidestep jumper is good for Cole Anthony. Really good play by Wisham with the rebound and the assist, as the lead is now up to 14. Bryson Franklin, the top pick out of Oregon, out to Eason. Fadeaway three is good. And Tari Eason continues a great start for his individual performance, even though the rest of the team's been kind of bad. Step back, 3-ball is good for Khalil Griffin. Not a whole lot the defender, Jaime Jaquez Jr., could have really done there, as Franklin gets it, and he will finish with the and one. A great play by Bryson Franklin, an explosive 6'8" wing who is dynamite and lightning quick at his size. Logan blocked at the rim by Jaime Jaquez. On the other end, it's Del Toro, open three. Griffin dares him to shoot, and Dante Del Toro connects from deep, the Italian stallion. 37-27. Here's Griffin, three at the buzzer. Is no good. Wisham does get the putback, but that was after the buzzer sounded. So a strong start for Portland. They lead by 10. Offensively, the Blazers are looking pretty good so far. The passing and shooting have both been really solid as we move into the second. Good drive by Khalil Griffin, who's already in the double figures with 11. 39-27. Logan with it out to Springer for three. Bang! Springer in the double figures after a slow start offensively. He has quickly picked it up, now in takeover mode. Springer guarded by Jaquez. That looks like a mismatch as he looks to back down on Jaime, who snuffs it out at the gym. What a block by Jaime Jaquez, showing off his impressive athleticism. Of course, Jaquez played his college ball at UCLA, returns after 4 seasons in Miami. As Springer will make the layup. He does a good job of not letting Jaquez get the block by going for the acrobatic play. It's a 19-point game now as Bilal Coulibaly misses the three. Springer with the rebound. Portland running the floor. Porzingis, deep triple. Buries the three. 49-27. Portland has outscored the Lakers 12-0 to start the second quarter, as Tari Eason, fittingly, the only guy who's shown up tonight offensively for the Lakers, is the one who ends the drought. Here's Lazavion McDaniels with it. He's doubled. Out to Eason again. Another triple for Tari Eason, continuing his hot start. 49-33. Here comes Porzingis with it. And he will get the and one slam. It's unconventional, but it works. Najee with the foul. It's 52-35. Sharp with it. He's doubled. Leaving Darius Springer open is a bold strategy, Cotton. 15, 12, and 6 for Springer. And we still have 5.5 minutes left in the half. There's another assist. Porzingis for three. Kristaps has been really good offensively here in the first half after that game against the Nets where he was, well, kind of a trash can. Zeke Najee responds with a three of his own, and the lead is back down all the way to 20. Here is Springer with it out to Porzingis. Pump fake. Back to Springer. Looks to blow by Del Toro, and Springer will make the layup. Darius Springer's been unbelievable in this first half, again proving himself as an MVP candidate. He has dominated the individual matchup against Del Toro, who does get the rebound over him and gets the assist over to Monte Davidson for three. So Del Toro makes the play there as Sharp has it on the drive. Layup is no good. Nice defense by Najee. And here comes the Lakers on the other end. Davidson out to Malachi Branham. Inside for Del Toro. The Italian stallion with the slam over Porzingis. Dante only has 7 points, but he hasn't been inefficient. He's only taken 4 shots and needs to shoot the ball more. Davidson, corner three is good. Nice play by Monte Davidson. Floater is good as well, this time by Branham. And the Lakers' offense is starting to play a lot better, but they still trail by a lot as their defense has been abysmal. Nice drive by the rookie, Caleb Marsh. He's in for the slam, his second basket of the game. Bryson Franklin returns here for the Lakers. Franklin off the screen, has Branham open for three. And now Malachi Branham is starting to get the hot hand as it's 66-53. Griffin with it in the corner off the screen. Drives by Franklin and posters the rookie. What a play there by Khalil Griffin. There's not many guys of Bryson Franklin's size who are faster than him, but Khalil Griffin might be one of the few. A big three there by Malachi Branham, who cuts the lead down to a dozen. Now at 15 with a minute to go in the half. Franklin gets it over to Davidson. Sends it inside for Bryson Franklin, who makes a great cut off the ball. Franklin's a smart player for being just 19 years old, showing off his IQ there. But he's slow to react on defense, and when you're guarding Khalil Griffin, well, that's a mistake. Griff's got 22 here in the half. 76-60, Branham with it. Over to Monte Davidson for three. No good. Rebound by Logan. He's going to have to heave it up from half court at the buzzer. And that one is no good. 76-60. The Blazers are on pace to score over 150. The offense has been really solid so far. Khalil Griffin's got 22 points. Darius Springer has 17, 13, and 7. He has been an animal, and he's played great defense on Dante Del Toro. Granted, Del Toro has only missed one shot, but he's not getting any good looks. So we'll see if Portland's able to keep it going in the second half. They lead this one comfortably, and they're hoping to keep it that way here in the third and beyond. Layup is no good for Branham. Nice defense by Cole Anthony, getting some early reps here in the third. Logan out to Sharp for three. Another quiet game for Sharp. He's only got 8. He hasn't been as inefficient, though. He just hasn't shot the ball a ton so far. Branham with it on the drive. Jumper is no good, but a nice putback there by Dante Del Toro, who continues to make good plays with the ball. They're just not giving him the ball enough. Shot clock winding down. Here is Sharp. Heaves up a prayer. Bang! That's just the type of day it's been for the Blazers offense. They are making every shot in sight. 18-point lead. Davidson looks to get the three back. He won't. Rebound by Logan. Portland looking to push the pace. Springer to Sharp, out to Griffin. What fluid ball movement by Portland as Griffin hits the three. He's up to 27 points. It's a shame that Griffin got hurt. He really would have been an all-star otherwise with the season he's having on both ends. Nice floater there. Lakers bring the lead down to 19, now 17. Sharp gets the screen from Zay Logan. Sharp, step back, jumper is good. Big third quarter for Shaedon Sharp. He's hit some difficult shots. Now up to 13 on the night. Davidson guarded by Griffin off the screen for three, and it's good. Monte Davidson's made a handful of shots, but he's also missed a ton. He's been really inefficient as he does get the steal out to Franklin on the drive. He's blocked! Agbaji and Griffin both there. That was Griffin with the snuff. Out to Shaedon Sharp with the two-handed slam. Shaedon Sharp continues to be excellent here in the third as Davidson hands it off to Bryson Franklin, looking to drive right back. Got to keep a short mind as he gets it to Dante Del Toro. Pump fake. Blocked again! But he gets it back and is there with the putback. That was Porzingis with the denial. 89-73. Griffin looking to call a play, hoping somebody gets open off of the screen. It's going to be Ochai Agbaji. Top of the key three is good. Nice play there by Khalil Griffin, who is running the point right now. It's point Griffin, and he's doing a pretty good job as Del Toro connects on the lob from Davidson. Griffin with it over to Ochai Agbaji on the drive. Good defense quickly by Del Toro. Gets it over to Kristaps Porzingis. And the layup is good. Count the foul. And one. Porzingis continues to have a great game on the offensive end as it's 95-76. Day'Ron Sharp finds Darius Springer on the drive off the inbound. Springer is sat for most of his third quarter, looking to get some minutes now and continue to produce as Davidson is in for the and one. That's Day'Ron Sharp with the foul. 97-79. Here is Springer with it, guarded by Del Toro. On the drive, layup is good with the foul from Eason. And one for Darius Springer. He's up to 22, 15, and 9. An assist shy of another triple-double. Franklin looks to beat the buzzer, and he does! Franklin connects on the triple. The Lakers are continuing to keep this game somewhat competitive, even though they're not cutting into the lead. Here's Bilal Coulibaly with it. He is wide open for three, and Coulibaly misses. Agbaji was daring him to shoot. He was doubling the nearby player on the post-up as Agbaji misses the jumper. Marsh with the rebound, and Caleb Marsh is there with the putback. Great play from Caleb. Just seconds now remaining in the quarter. Here's Agbaji with it. Portland in full team takeover as he misses the layup. Good defense by Bryson Franklin, and that'll do it for the third. Much of the same as this game has gone along. The Blazers are clearly in control, but the Lakers are kind of hanging around. We'll see how much longer they can keep it going, or if they can possibly make a comeback as Wisham hits the jumper over Dante Del Toro. Again, Dante's a great defender, but Ashton Wisham 7-3. There's not much he can do. 20-point game. Here is Sharp, guarded by Coulibaly. Step back, three ball, bang! Another impressive shot by Shaedon Sharpe, continuing to make these really difficult shots here in the second half, as Lazavion McDaniels hands it off for Del Toro with the reverse slam. Dante's now got 15 as it's a 21-point game. Bilal Coulibaly for 3. That one's good, as Coulibaly finally finds the back of the net after a cold start. Here is Sharpe out to Springer. He gets it to Logan for 3, and that one's good. It looked like Springer was going to be open, but he does a great job passing out of the shot for his 10th assist of the game. Another triple-double for Darius Springer, his 4th of the year, and his 2nd in the last 3 games. Monte Davidson gets a 3 back for the Lakers, who are continuing to just hang on for their dear lives, as Del Toro makes that one over Darius Springer. Finally, Del Toro looks to take advantage of this matchup and make a play. Here is Springer with it off the screen. He is no good, but Griffin punches the ball in. I mean, that's one way to get a putback. It's unconventional, but it works. 5.5 to go. Here is Bilal Coulibaly again, the Frenchman. He hits the 3. 17-point game. Springer out to Agbaji. Pump fake. Open lane. Throws it down. Too easy for Ochai Agbaji, as it's 123-105. Agbaji out to Springer. Pump fake. Blows by Najee. In with the left-handed slam. What a game for Darius Springer. 26, 9, and 12, being matched up with one of the best players on the planet. Again, an MVP performance for Springer, as Franklin makes the layup. Good play there from Bryson Franklin, who's had a really solid second half. 20-point game with 2 minutes to go. Springer looking to put the finishing touches on as he's posting up on the shorter Malachi Branham. He's in with the layup, and that should be the dagger as the backups would start to come in the game. 135-111. A really good win here for the Trailblazers. And I give the Lakers credit. They hung around pretty much the entire game up until the last 5 minutes. But after the first quarter, this game was never within a dozen points. We started the gates off on fire with 74 points in the first half, and we really did not look back. Monte Davidson leads the Lakers with 27 points, albeit on 29 shots. Not good efficiency, buddy, but he did make some nice plays, especially down the stretch. Branham with 20, Tari Eason with 18. I thought the 2 youngsters were pretty good. Dante Del Toro had a really efficient game and was highly productive. He just didn't shoot the ball enough. And then Bryson Franklin was solid. I thought he made some good plays in the second half. As for us, 31 for Griffin, 24 of which came in the first half. He was really good. 28, 19, and 12 for Darius Springer. He is the man. Porzingis played great. Sharpe had a great second half. Agbaji was pretty good, and everybody else did their part as well. A really solid game on offense, and the defense was pretty good as well. And with that, the Blazers have now won 6 in a row. We're going to simulate our next 2 games. We get the Bucks without Giannis, so that's helpful. And we get to play the Nets again for a second time in 5 days. Against the Nets, Khalil Griffin sprains his knee. He'll be out likely through the All-Star break, which is unfortunate because he has had an awesome month of January, really stepping up with the loss of Scoot Henderson. But Ochai Agbaji is going to slide into the starting lineup. And that's another injury for Griffin, who's been dealing with nagging injuries seemingly all year. The Sonics now want in on the Caleb Marsh trade fiasco, offering us Mr. 27 days, 27 nights. I really don't get why teams think that Caleb Marsh is available. We traded into the top 10 for him for a reason. We ended up splitting the 2 games. Both were very different. We got blasted by the Nets, losing by 29, our worst loss of the year, with 43-17 for Dante Kingsley, who dominated again. Kingsley's career high coming into the week was 41 points, and he broke that both games against us, combining for 101 within the 2 matchups. That is insane. This guy apparently owns us. But then we responded by scoring 187 in a regulation basketball game against Milwaukee. 33 for Sharpe, 32 for Agbaji, 31 for Springer, 25 for Logan, 20, 12, and 7 for Caleb Marsh. We went 67 for 109 from the field and 27 for 54 from 3. That is insane. The fact that we nearly scored 200 points in regulation is wild. So with that, we're 43-8. We haven't really made up much ground on the Rockets, and a team we need to look out for is Oklahoma City. They started the year under 500, but have won 13 in a row and have climbed up to 4th in the Western Conference, looking to catch up to the big 3 at the top. That's going to wrap up the episode. Next time around will be the trade deadline. What moves do you think we should make down below, as well as some of the other teams around the league? We're going to make it through the All-Star break most likely, as well as we gear up for the final stretch of the regular season, looking to clinch the #1 seed for the first time in this series. Hope everybody enjoyed. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you are new. Peace out.